Well, hello my friends and welcome to another video. In this opportunity I just wanted to share with you the difference between these two action figures. And the big difference is that they were made in different countries. So this one was made in Argentina, and as you can see it has some difference that we are going to talk about right now. And this is the one you get in the US and in other parts of the world. That is obviously the one made by Coleco, and this one was made by Jocsa in Argentina a few years later after this one. Obviously it's not a knockoff, it's not a bootleg, it's an official toy, and it's a nice variant if you are collecting this figure. So it's interesting to know the difference in case you find one of them in the wild, or if you are planning on searching one of them on eBay. So the big difference is kind of the plastic, because the one made in Argentina, it has kind of a cheaper plastic. But in essence it's the same figure. They obviously use the same molds for both of them. But in this case, in the case of the one made in I think it is from Taiwan or Hong Kong, the details are pretty impressive, but in the case of the one made in Argentina, the details are not so good. First of all, we have the eagle and the logo of the Rambo, the Force of Freedom, that in the case of the one made in Argentina, I don't know if it is because it was under the sunshine or something like that, but it doesn't have the red colors. It seems it's just white and blue. But in the case of the one made in Hong Kong, it has the red, white and blue. As you can see, the details here, you can see them easily, you can feel them easily in the one made in the US. And also the plastic of the one made in Argentina tends to get a little darker, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it. It was like this when I bought it back in the day, I remember that. But it's kind of a plastic that tends to go darker through the years. Also the paint in the figure is not as good in the one made in Argentina. I think it's to get chipped off. I think that's the word. It has also the logo, but in the case of the one made in Argentina, it has the same things, but the part that it says made in Hong Kong, it's scratched. But it doesn't say made in Argentina. Both of the figures came with the same weapons that I have them here, but they are essentially the same. Sometimes the plastic of the one made in Argentina is not as good as the one made in Hong Kong, but it's kind of exactly the same. In this case, in the case of the figure made by Coleco and the one made by Jocsa, it is the same figure but in cheaper plastic, and it has not so detail in the paint job. So that's how you can find, for example, here in the head, you see that they made this detail in the one made in Taiwan, but I think in the one made in Argentina they just painted. They didn't use a mask to paint it. They just painted black and that's it. But in essence it's the same figure, as you can see. So well, that's all I have for you this time. So I hope you like it, and thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.